Hi everybody. How you doing? Sorry, let's put this up. How is everybody? Can you hear me okay? Rob, can you hear me? I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not. And my chat, because I've gone this way, my chat won't stay put. Cool. Okay. So welcome whoever's on. So it looks like there's one, but it's usually wrong. So you join me on the second episode of Shrimping Around, and the first part of this is shrimp. But I've been up to Rob's today, so let me see where that camera. Cool. So I've been up to Rob's today, and I've literally just finished dripping some shrimp. So I'm going to start moving these. So I've had some more dragon bloods from Rob, and if Kaz is watching, they're not yours, Kaz. So Rob's kindly sorted me out some more dragon bloods, and this buried one just doesn't want to get caught. There's a buried one here, you know, Rob. So I'll come back to messages soon, guys. But that definitely looks buried, that one. And they're a bit lively, aren't they? Don't like getting in the net. Oh, double header. So two that time. But I'll show you what I've been doing in a second, guys. And I do need to go outside and bring some stuff in from the car still. But let me just get these shrimp caught and in the tank. I don't think so, mate. They're a bit bullyish, I think, the dragon bloods. I think they're very bullish. Out of all the shrimp that I've got, if there's any sign of, well, I mean, I know all shrimp do it, but these sort of exceptionally so. If there's any sign of weakness or illness or anything, I mean, I've dropped these in, they're a bit dazed, and literally as soon as they've hit the bottom, my lot have got on them as though they want to beat them up. Don't even get a chance to sort of settle in, and they're on them. Just pure bullies. There's definitely a couple of mine going in the mixed tank. Tell you what, I'm actually going to put them. I'm going to put them where they can get into the well, I was going to put them where they can get into the moss, but I've done that and they still haven't gone into the moss. Oh, there's one. So there's a few more than I thought there was. Let's hopefully they'll settle in. Say they were I've done a full jug drip for a couple of hours, and I've had a bit of food. So I come home, had a bit of food, and did a full drip on these. So the it's time to empty those off. But I'll pick the camera up in a second. I'll show you what I've been up to. So I've been making a few changes, and I do document all this for a vlog. So my vlogs should, I think I've done 1 or 2 episodes of the vlog, But let's have a look at these messages and see who's come to say hello. Hi, Mickey. Lots of crackling on the mic. Let's turn that mic off then. Is the audio better now? So the only problem with the audio here is I haven't got a mic on. So what's the audio like just on the Hi Jeff. I've took my mic off, guys. Rob reckons there was a lot of crackling, and it might be that it's just too far away from the phone. I'm not sure how far this goes, but I'll flip the camera. I'm going to show you what I've been up to the last few days, and then we'll those of you that remember, on this middle shelf I had in this tank here, I did have blue bolts and steels, and the blue bolts and steels have now gone down to the bottom tank, and their hooker moss has gone with them, everything's sort of gone with them. So that's on environment soil, and I was going to fully reset this. I wanted to move out the orange eye blues, so they've gone in there, but literally all I did, I tested the pH on this aquasolum, and a year later it was still giving me 5.6. So what I did was I actually give it a clean. So while it was in the tank, I swirled it all round, drained the tank, filled it up, swirled it all round, drained it, and then sort of went with that and literally just moved across my my orange eye blues. I have lost a couple in the move, but I think I can see another dead one actually. I've lost a couple in the move, but they needed moving, they needed a bigger tank. And then at the moment I've got this tank that they were in, I've got it dusted up ready to go, but I haven't got any water in it. And the reason I haven't got any water in it is because there was a couple of little tiny snails and limpets sort of stuck in the silicon, so I want to give it a couple of days for them to just dry out and die, really, more than anything. But the plan for that tank is the dragon bloods are going to go down there. Now you might see a guppy at the back there, because I've got lots of seed shrimp, and I haven't fed this for about a month, and it's just going mad. But I'm losing the odd shrimp here and there in this, so it's getting emptied, and the shrimp will eventually go down here. I'll try them on an SL Aquasoil. We've got this tank here cycling, so this is going to be part of my breeding projects. I'm in no rush to move stuff in, so this was set up on the 21st of June, so what's that, about 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks old, and I've cleaned the front glass, so there are specks of algae, but I want to see copepods and stuff in there. I think I've just seen one actually, but I want to see copepods and a bit more algae, and then I'll start moving stuff in. What else have we done? So this tank's cycling as well, that's on SL Aqua, and I've got something above it, so I've got a fly trap above it, which is why it looks darker, but that's already on a cycled filter, just washed out, and that's for a project as well. And then I've been a bit brutal with my blue bolts, so I've literally taken out everything that just wasn't up to spec, and I'm more than happy that if I've only got five shrimp in there, I've only got 5 shrimp in there, and I'll be happy with that. I think I'm better off starting with 5 or 6 good quality ones than 20 mixed, So that's what I've been up to. I'm about to start bringing some stuff in from the car, so I'm going to put you guys back up here for a second. Let me just spin this camera around. So while I was at Rob's, I left with a lot of stuff actually. So sorry, Charlotte, but I've got to choose which pods I wanted, and I need to make some room for those. So this is the problem with these little side clips when you forget to put them back on the tank. So I don't see anything battering anything else, but I'm hoping I can get these moved before that buried one drops. But let's, I don't know if you guys can hear me from down there. But let's start bringing in. So you'll have to bear with me a while. Let's have a quick look at the messages before I go out. Yeah, so I think why you couldn't hear is because I was away from. I'm only on phone mic. Let me. How's that sounding? Is it crackly? How's that sounding? I wonder if it's my internet connection. Well, we're going to have to just bear with it, unfortunately. I could end the stream, but I'd have to set another one up. And let's go and get some stuff out the car. So this is one of many boxes. So at the moment, these are just some rotten whitewood, so to use in pod tubs or isopod tubs. And then Rob's given me a couple of rolls of thank you stickers and some live plant stickers to use when I'm sending out plants and stuff. But that's nothing compared to what's coming. Trust me. So these are the first two of the larger isopod tubs. So that's the first two of them. This is the second two of the larger ones. Some more urgent live creatures stickers, and Rob used to send some plants out for me. So these are my compliment slips. I know they're in reverse to me. They probably show normal to you, but I sent Rob some compliment slips up because he was sending out plants for me. I'll show them you if you want. you might have to sit here all night because there's a lot going. So these are a pile of tubs and lids. So just empty tubs and lids. So these are the 3 litre, I think they're called Braplast or Braplast. Still going. I'll be here for ages. There's more of these. There's loads more. But what we did is we taped them. So we taped, most of them are in 3s, but we taped them together just so that the lids didn't come off and I didn't end up with a car full of isopods crawling around my car. But let's keep going, and I'll tell you what I've got. I'll show you all of them. So there's another 6 tubs here. 6 tubs. 6 tubs. Just got to be careful how I stack these on my chair because I don't want them tipping over. So you saw me lock the door. So these are the last 3. So I'll go through if anyone's interested. But you do need to tell me if you are, because I know this is shrimping around. But to me, they're shrimp. They're just non-water shrimp. Let's have a look. Hi, Gord. Malvin. I'm just going to scroll back through these messages, guys. Mickey. Yeah, yours is, well, it should be that it should have been there today because it was 24, but it might be slightly longer because you're over the water. But it should have been today. So it was picked up yesterday. Was it? Yeah, it must have been yesterday. I've been out all day. Have a look. It was a car boot full as well. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, to be honest, I only want to sort of go an hour. I can't see that one. Suits perfect cause and off anyway. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, that's good. So let me shut the door, and then we'll have a bit of a natter and go through what we've got. The hard bit now is I've got to work out where I'm gonna put them. I got ideas. So let's. I'm going to cut the tape off these guys just because if I don't, it will. The glue could potentially sort of stick on, and I want to try and get the glue off. But let me just move this down a bit. I always move down and round, and we'll we'll go through. So I'm going to be collecting a fair bit of rubbish. So these are, I was really impressed with these actually. These are called Ornatus High Yellow, and they're an absolutely huge pod. Let me tell you what, it's probably easier if I do this. So people have come on to shrimping around, and I'm going through pods. So these are, I've been to visit Rob today. I think Jeff already knew, but I've been to visit Rob, Mr. Fishbert, today. Came away with a load of pods and a load of video footage as well, actually, which I'm quite sort of pleased about. But I'm just quickly going to go through these pods and then we'll do a bit of shrimp stuff. But let me see if I can. What were these? I know why you can't find these. So these are called pineapples, but they're a nightmare because they hide. So they're the yellow ones there. The little brown ones are stowaway, but they're if you zoom, they're only a small pod, but if you zoom into them, they end up they're a spiky pod. So one of the things that sort of stood out for me, and it really surprised me, was I keep my pods wet, and I mean damp, you know, really damp. And these are Klugii Montenegro, but Rob keeps his a lot drier than me, and I think I've been making a mistake with how much moisture I've been keeping in mine. So let's see if I can show you these guys. Can you zoom in here? Yeah, you can. So I've already got some Klugii, but I've got Klugii Clown and Klugii Skeleton, or Nebula. So Skeleton and Nebula are like a morph, a byproduct of Vim Blizzard food as well. Someone's ordered, but they're different. So you can get like Dubrovnik, you can get Dubrovnik, Montenegro, and they're just different locales. I suppose fish are like it as well, really, where you've got fish from certain regions. Oh, these, check these out. And frogs are the same. So my dart frogs, you can get the same species from a different location in South America, and dependent on where that's from. Let's see if I can show you these. There, look. Dependent on where they're from, you get different. So they're like frog, shrimp, fish. High collaboration. Hi Jeff K. So we're I know we're on the, so for anyone who's just joined, I know we're on the shrimping around one, and I've done a lot of shrimp footage today. So I've been up to Rob, Mr. Fishbert's, and it's the first real journey that I've had since my back really started playing up, and I've come away with a load of isopods. So these are Armadillidium fronted triangulum. Now I do have some of these, but I have the Corfu variant. These are a different variant, and there's babies in here. There's one crawling up my hand, which I don't mind, to be honest. But we're just in the process of sort of going through these, but I've come away with so many that it might take a while. So apologies if you've come specifically for shrimp content. I can only apologise, but I had to get these out of the car, and you may notice that I didn't take them through the house. I took them through the garage door, and there might be a reason for that. So she doesn't watch my videos either, so that might sort of give you a clue. Let's just zoom this out a little bit. So what are these? Are not labelled, and I've got to try and remember. Rob did tell me. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that pod. So these are, I'll have to get the name off Rob. I mean, these are massive. I'll have to get the name off Rob, but what he did was he's line bred these. So similar to shrimp, and they're a crustacean, but similar to shrimp. He selected out these sort of super yellows, and he's line bred them for that particular colour. And there are babies in there. They are breeding. So I'll get through the ones that are taped, I think. Although I don't mind going through the lot if people want to see them. Entirely up to you, but I am conscious that the stream is called Shrimping Around. Shiro Utsuri. These are called. So I can see one here. Well, I can see two there, so they're at it. These pair here. So he's not on ahead for no reason. He's on ahead because he's doing the business. And if I'm not careful, he'll be doing the business in my drawer. So they're in the act of procreation. So they're called, and this is really dry compared to what I keep stuff at. So big lesson learned for me that I'm not going to spray mine for a while. I'm going to sort of let them semi-dry out. Oh, I don't remember seeing these. Rafori, oh I do. So these, I remember Rob talking about these. So these are called Rafori Bright. And they will fold up, I think, if I grab one. So I don't know if you guys can see that fella. But there'll be a few in here, and a lot of these things dig. So if you sort of turn the, oh, found a worm, Rob. So Rafori Bright. Now there's definitely one there, and I've seen another one, but the worm. To be honest, the worm's not even an issue because it produces worm castings. And worm castings feed the isopods, so you guys okay looking at these pods? You happy to look at these? Free worm, yeah, absolutely. Hi Keith. I'm not looking at the messages, guys. Are you guys all right to just, you know, for me to continue looking through these pods? Thank you. I say it's, I'm going to use the excuse that although it's shrimping around, I often refer to these guys as land shrimp. And Rob will probably tell you what these are. They're a big pod actually. I don't know if you guys can see them, and there's one down the bottom here crawling, but they proper roll into a ball. So we were chatting earlier, and Rob answered this. I knew this, but I said, do you know why they're called? You know, there's two different main species. There's a few different species, but the two main species are Porcellio and Armadillidium, and we were chatting, and Rob knew the answer, or he either knew or he guessed. But the reason they're called Armadillidium is because they roll into a ball like an armadillo. Simple as that. And then Porcellio is because their skin is smooth, unlike the Armadillidium, which is rough. So it's more of a rough skin. And porcelain, you know, dead simple. These are fast, so I'm not gonna grab one of these out because they'll be off. But these are called spatulatus, Porcellio spatulatus chorus. So they're there's a normal spatulatus and a chorus, and they're like a spatula with like a skirt, a big round skirt at the side. And these have they've bred quite well, and I can see an interloper in there as well. So when I did my pink dragons the other week, I was literally going to empty the tub out and throw it away. I thought all my pink dragons had died, and they they haven't died at all. They've they've migrated to other tubs. Well, a few of them did. I'm still not looking at messages, guys. I'm trying to get through these because there's so many. So these are, oh man, wait till you look at these. If I could have only came away with one pod, these would have been them, and they're fast, but they're big. Porcellio bolivari, and the ones that are really yellow in the middle, if you can develop that strain and selective breed the yellow, they're called Bolivari Ghost, and the ghosts command a good price. So for those of you that don't know, and this has been in the pipeline for a while, I've never really got round to it. I know Jeff knows and Rob knows, and not sure if Keith does, but I've been keeping isopods for a while, and the idea of the isopods was that if I could get the pods breeding, I could reinvest any money that the pod sold for back into the shrimp business. So that obviously the shrimp is my I ended up with the magic potions, Rob, but that's okay. I didn't I've got a feeling you gave me so granulatums I can put in, them I can put in. I got millions of magic potions. I mean millions. I'm nearly through the this is the last of the small tubs, and these are Cabaris white shark. So maybe you guys have heard of Panda King, Cabaris Panda King. So there's loads of them in here, but the berry white shark is a similar looking. Here we go. So there's loads in the middle here and babies, but there we go. White shark is sort of a different morph. I don't know how well you can see it. They're not a tiny pod, but they're not huge. I'm going to give that moss a bit of a spray. They're not huge, and the Panda Kings stay small as well. So it's like a variant called Cabaris white shark, and they the Cabaris species mainly live in like limestone caves in Vietnam and places like that. So what we got here? We're on to the big tubs, guys. Oh, that is zoomed out. So these are similar to the Koros, but they're Seville. So they come from Seville. So can you see the skirt, the white skirt round the side. And obviously a lot of these are coming from hot, dry places, but you also get different species that come from warm, humid environments as well. Oh dear. Trying to think where it's best to put these. I need to clear some shelf space. We've got 3 left after these. I need to clip that off. So Rob wasn't joking when he said I left with a boot full. So these are Armadillidium vulgare T. albino. So Rob sort of taught me something on these. There's 2 different colours. So you see there where you've got like an orange and a yellow. So they're called T. albino, plus or minus. And I think the yellow power ones are a plus. So, and the one in front of me there is a minus. And if you separate them out, you can breed colonies of plus or minus. But there's hundreds in there, absolutely hundreds. So I can see myself, I know I'm going to be busy taking photographs and trying to sort all these out and get them on the website. So what I was trying to say was my new website's live, and the website's a UK website, and it's called Pod Pets. So I haven't got a lot. I've got plenty of pods, but I haven't really put stock in there at the moment yet. And I'm sort of just building the stock. So again, I already have these. These are Armadillidium zebra. So Armadillidium maculatum zebra. And this is the standard form. So it's like a black and a white. But I've also got a yellow form and a few chocolate. And I believe there's a champagne one, which is like a pale brown, very pale brown. But I've got 2 of the morphs already, and they're prolific. They breed absolutely prolifically. And that's one of the tubs. And then for those of you that are interested, I'll show you a couple of bits. Well, I'll probably show you one of the lot. So not sure of the name of these because I haven't looked at the label. But let's see what we can find. Aha. So they're a Cabaris. Them are Panda Kings. They're massive Panda Kings, sorry. Those are massive Panda Kings. Mine aren't that big. I've got hundreds of the blooming things. But Panda Kings, and they bury like crazy. So they are Panda Kings, aren't they? Yeah, Panda Kings. But I think what I'm going to do is put my colony in here with these. And just have one big massive colony. Whew, sweating. I need to put the AC on, guys. And it's been an awkward day today. I've been sat down for hours in the car, and as those of you that watch know, my back's not been great. I say it's the first time I've drove in ages. But let's show you one more thing then. So these are a millipede that somebody actually gave me. I didn't want them. I'm like, what are you giving me them for? I don't want them. But I'd got them, so I sort of looked how to keep them. So I'm just trying to put a sponge back in one of the holes. So I've put bits of sponge in the vent holes that see, they climb. They definitely climb. See that one in the corner there? But apparently these guys give off, if they get threatened, they give off cyanide, but not enough to harm us. But cyanide in my opinion. I wish I never knew they give off cyanide, because I'm tempted to rub one around people's cups and stuff. But let's show you these guys. Let's zoom in. see if I can find it on the camera. Zoom out a bit. There we go. So it's just crawling under so there's one trying to get out. There's one there, and I thought I'd lost the lot, and I thought I'll check about under the leaves and stuff, because they do sort of congregate under leaf litter, and there was blooming loads of them, absolutely loads of them. But and then I sort of started, I mean, I can see 4 in that shot, but they do burrow as well. So these are Thai pink dragons or pink dragons, Desmoxites something planata, Desmoxites planata. They are really pretty. I mean, they might sort of, if you're not into that sort of thing, they might freak you out a bit, but they're well pretty. And they can climb. Because I found them in other isopod tubs, but it is what it is, isn't it? So just wanted to show you them. I've got loads. I've got absolutely loads of isopods. I need to find out what I'm going to do and where I'm going to put them. But anyone that's interested in them, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on Pod Pets. Don't know where I'm going to do the giveaway yet, but in sort of celebration of launching the website, I'm going to do, let's turn this around. There we go. In honor of opening the website, I'm going to do a giveaway. So I'll do a full sort of isopod starter kit, which will be a tub, soil, some leaf litter, some food, and some isopods, maybe dairy cows or snow whites or something like that. But so keep an eye out for that. And it's the website's podpets.co.uk. Gonna jump in here, guys, and just try and get into some messages because I haven't checked anything for ages. Sorry, you're getting to see me breathing my head off and stuff. You've grown cyanide crystals. Yeah, I was tempted to see if my wife liked the taste of it round the coffee mug. Let's get my tripod up. I'll get the tripod set up, and so I can sit down a bit and do a bit. What do you guys want to see? Shrimp or frogs? Shrimp or frogs? First one to answer gets to see shrimp or frogs. Yeah, I want to, Rob, but I need to set the tripod up because I'm absolutely sweating. But shrimp or frogs then? Isopods in the UK is a massive industry, and I mean massive. So because if I can breed stuff, I can sell what I've bred and invest that money back into the shrimp hobby, the shrimp business, and it is literally it's profit, isn't it? So just going to put the I'm going to try and do this. So because I went up to Rob's, I took my quick release off my sorry guys, took my quick release off my gimbal, and now I need it.
Motion detected at the front door.
I'm going to knock the lights off in here, guys, just so you're not getting reflection. Oh, was it you? Sorry, I watched someone walk past and didn't know who it was. So these are my, so we can get this a bit closer. These are my pure white lines. That had an absolutely mass. So most of them are, thanks Mickey. So what I've tried to do with pod pets is I've tried to sort of mirror the layout of GB shrimp. And if anyone wants to know what these mosses are, this is Hookeration moss, and I tie it onto stainless steel pads, mesh pads, and it will grow vertical. So I showed some at the start of this. I don't know if my glass is dirty or my lens on my camera. Let's try the lens on the camera. They're not opti-white tanks, these, so it may be the angle that I've got the camera at. Let me just see if I can clean the camera, because we've done a lot, and I mean a lot, of video footage today at Rob's. So Rob said, when will you, I was editing the video at Rob's, but Rob says, when do you think that'll go live? And I said, probably about October. He says, why October? I says, because I need to fit it into my schedule. He said, have you got that many sort of scheduled in? I went, yep. And I'll come back to this tank, guys. Just want to do something a minute. So I've separated, excuse the algae, but I've separated out some shrimp, and there's already a male in there. And I've put a couple of nice females in there as well. And all the females are buried. So the two females that I selected for a breeding program are buried. So I think one of them, I haven't had a good look, but I think one of them's dropped to berries. But the idea is I want to keep them so that I can move those three into a separate tank. Sorry guys, just wanted to show you that a little bit. Really, it's one of the breeding projects that I'm gonna get going soon, and I didn't want to leave the females in the main tank, because if I left the females in, the minute they'd drop their babies, they'll probably shed, and the minute they shed, another male gets to them, and I only wanted that male to get to them. So there's definitely babies in there. There's definitely a molt, and I'm hoping that Mr. Male did the business. Yeah, I've got, well, where do I put it, Rob? Because I've got no room at all. I think I've actually got an arm for like a 23, 25-inch screen that I can probably put on an arm, but I think I need it sort of flush in the ceiling where I can pull it out of the ceiling. Am I missing loads of chat, guys? Sorry. It's only messy if it breaks. Let's have a look. If you leave it alone, John, that moss, it's fine. It's when you start messing with it or trimming it. But yeah, I know what you mean. If it breaks, but the nice thing is it doesn't attach to anything. So even if it does break off, you can still collect it out. Yeah, I've got a tablet somewhere. Thanks, Jeff. Let's. I'm moving. I've moved stuff around so I can get outside the front door. I'm trying to think where we can, where I can drop. I'm going to move you guys over here, I think. So we always go on the Galaxy tank, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over here. That shrimp's gonna come out, one at the front. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna bear with me, guys. I'm dropping tripods and stuff. And you're just looking at the black on the rack at the moment. But let's drop this down a bit. Tell you what, if we do it that might work for me. Let's give them a feed. I'm trying to remember the last day I fed these. But if I can leave you on these, then what it will do is it will allow me to grab a seat. I might have been fed recently. I'm trying to remember when I fed them. Recently, by the looks of it, because they'd normally be on that quick time. Yeah, Blue Bolt. Yes, Glenn, be comfortable. People are commenting before you see stuff. Glenn touched me. I did. I shook his hand, and he liked it. So now that that's there, I've got a bucket with leaves and bark stewing. I've got my trusty caravan steps, which are an absolute godsend, to be honest, and my trusty memory foam sponge seat. So let's see if I can get in comfortably enough that I can read comments. Rob's got feelings, didn't quite understand. Oh, he understood them, mate, don't worry. Yeah, that food, if they haven't been fed for a while, well, if that food's one of the best foods I think on the market, and they're normally on it the minute you put it in, but there's not a massive amount of shrimp in this tank, and they probably get fed once a week, whereas the next tank over will get fed every 2 or 3 days. So I learned not to overfeed shrimp. Let me see if I can pull that back a bit, and I'll zoom in a little bit on these. So yeah, this food's called Shirakura ebidama. So yeah, they've got on it. They normally get on this really quick, this food, but so they must have been fed relatively quickly. So Keith said something that's worth noting. Shirakura ebidama, yeah, that's it. Keith mentioned something that's worth noting, and there could be a couple of reasons for this. This tank has exactly the same lighting over it as the tank next to it. And yes, they're two different soils, but the other tank just has Bucephalandra in. This tank has Bucephalandra and Hornwort and a couple of strips of Salvinia, but not massively. The tank next to it's got a green algae wall. This tank hasn't. And why I'm mentioning it is Keith mentioned something about Hornwort, potentially something that, look at this one on the left, it is a plant that has algae. I'm just looking here. I think I've just spotted a baby. Maybe not. But yeah, what Keith was saying was that hornwort as a plant sort of inhibits algae. Yeah, I can see it, Rob, just at the back. Well, that's nice. I'll get the baby food in there. And this is one of those tanks that, because it doesn't have a green algae wall, I need to feed it baby food because I need something for the babies to eat and to survive on. Whereas so let me just show you next door a second. Whereas in this tank, it's relatively new, so it's sort of a brown-green algae, but there's plenty for the babies to eat. Return to this side, it's starting to green up. It is a relatively new tank, but in here, there's no green wall, and I say it's got exactly the same light, but it has hornwort in it. And it was interesting because Keith was saying that it inhibits. So what I might do is whip that hornwort out of this tank and see if it makes a difference. Let me see if I can find you a baby. There might be some seed shrimp in here, Jeff, and the odd free swimming detritus worms, the little white ones. Let me see if I can spot a baby. There's one. I think that's a baby, but I can't quite make it out. But it looks the right shape to be a baby. But when we were zoomed in on these, there was definitely a baby behind them, and it was it got a good red colour on it as well. It's my camera, for some reason, if I've got the lights off, it doesn't seem to work as well. But I've definitely seen a baby in here. But you might see detritus worms and stuff as well, Jeff. Just zoom out a little bit. These are definitely one of my favourite shrimp. So if I get to the position that I want to be in, and there's enough in here, the big one in the middle that's got sort of the black markings and the red striping down the side, that one and the other black marked ones, and any more that I can breed in here will come out into a tank of their own, and I'll try and sort of progress that line. And that's female. But it'd be nice if you could get sort of a male because of how the genetics cross. But there are so the little tiny white things that you can see, Jeff, they're copepods, and it's a sign of a healthy tank. So there's one just here. Excuse the dirty fingernails. There's one just here. That they're actually copepods. So that's what I wait. I wait for copepods before I sort of. Whereas the one coming down now, that's definitely a seed shrimp. So I've just seen the seed. This one here, that's this. Where's it gone? This one here, that's a seed shrimp. And you don't want seed shrimp to get out of control. But I've got a video coming up that talks about seed shrimp and what you can do to try and combat them. But one or two don't bother me. Hundreds definitely would, because they compete for food, but it's also a sign that you're overfeeding. Because if there's too much food, they'll prosper. If there's not enough food, they won't, and the shrimp will always sort of outcompete them to the food. So yeah, this one's, where's it gone? This one's nice. This one's stunning. But there's quite a few with the black markation in them. These are from Rob. The red are okay, so that's what you'd normally buy. But getting the black patination, I mean, this one here, look at the markings on the side of that. I should probably use a pencil for this, instead of my dirty fingernails. I've been messing with pods all day, so you have to excuse me. Yeah, tiny white copepods. I'd want them in my tank. But I know Jeff likes his Boost, and how about that one then? So I believe that's wavy green. As is that one. And then this one at the front, I think, is mini needle leaf. I think this one's mini needle leaf Boost. I think. But should we have a change of scenery? Should we go on to this tank? These are absolutely prolific. There'll be some shrimp coming out of this tank soon into their own little. Oh wow, that's a beautiful shrimp. That's a beautiful shrimp. Let's put them two together and make some shrimp babies. Oh, excuse me, I'm tripping over. Where did I put that food? Let's see if I can get the spot. Let's see if I can hit the spot. but I can't. Woohoo! So my two favourite. I do like the. I really like the Dragon Bloods. Not the Dragon Bloods, the Orange Eye Red Devils, but only the dark form. So the dark form are absolutely stunning. And does that shrimp run off with the pellet? But if there was only two shrimp I could choose, they would have to be Fancy Tigers, which are these folk here. Fancy Tigers and oh come on. Look at that red one's nice. But yeah, Fancy Tigers and high grade Galaxy slash Boa are my all time favourites. And I think with the Fancy Tigers, it's because they can vary so much in pattern and sort of getting a good red or a good black with really good patternation across them and sort of the right mix of colour is quite difficult for sort of from a breeding perspective unless you sort of buying them in that grade to start with. So I'm really looking forward to trying to sort of do something with this colony. Thanks, Rob. There's a couple in here that I've got my eye on. I wish you could sort of put a little yellow dot on the back of them until you're ready to go and pick them out. But they're earmarked for a top tank for a breeding project. So I think in order of preference, Galaxy Boa, nice, really nice Fancy Tigers, red or black. Then probably the black phase, the dark phase of the Orange Eye Red Devils. And if I could only keep 3 types of shrimp, that would probably be it. But I do like the pintos as well. The only thing that sort of puts me off the pintos is they don't breed true, and it potentially take years of. No, I'm shattered myself, Jeff. So I'm going to sort of go till probably 20 past, and then knock it on the head. But this might focus a bit better over here as well. So the contrast off the white, we're not getting great contrast there off the white. There's too much glare on that, and I can't really do anything about that. Oh, I know you've said you've modified it, yeah. So there's a couple of the more red patterned. So the big mama, there's one to the left. There's 2 or 3 that I've spotted that when I'm ready, they're coming out, but I'm not going to put them straight in the tank. I'm going to breeder box them for a bit first, just to keep my eyes on them. And then once I've got those breeding projects going, I think my next gig is going to be fill the mix tank, have a mad one, just go through and no mix tank, no mix tank, no mix tank. But before I do that, anyone who's on the Facebook group, I'm gonna put. I can't sell them on Facebook. I need a way of sort of telling people these are available, and I want 20, 30, 40 of them to go at once type thing. I think similar to how I did the trying to think how I did the yeah. So what I'll do, I'll put a video or a short up when I'm ready, and I'll link the video in the Facebook group, because all I'm doing is linking a video in the Facebook group. It's banned, Rob. I just don't want to go back on it. I've lived a relatively stress-free life without band, and I just don't want to go back there. Yeah, they're very subjective. They can go for anything from maybe $5 to $10 upwards of $300 and more. I've seen somebody selling, and they were nice to be fair, so not far from me up in Nottingham, and he wanted £150 a shrimp, but they were exceptionally nice. And I mean exceptionally nice. But yeah, majority of what's in here is probably £10 plus, with the potential, if I get the line breeding that I want to have £30 plus shrimp, £50 plus shrimp. Yeah, if you're buying off certain well-known breeders, you can pay a lot of money. You know, if you go out to the Far East, Singapore, Taiwan, a lot of money. Yeah, they have, because everybody gets them and everybody's trying to sell them, and no one wants to pay the money. So they drop the price, drop the price, drop the price, and it just kills the market, which is unfortunate. So easy to ship as well, Jeff, unless you're shipping to really hot places or really cold parts of the States. Easier than fish. And I know you ship fish. See, now I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but this little shrimp here, so not the one in the front, the one that's just behind it, I like that. This one here, I really like that. But it probably could do with better patination and probably a bit more pattern on the head. But I like I just like the fact that it's got I like the fact that it's got like a full red head and patterning down the side. So it'd be really nice if I could get a really deep red head, and then those markations and patinations down the side of it. But you want sort of full coverage really with the tigering. I mean, this one, it's really difficult to see them, but this one here has got a nice deep red to it, but it's how much coverage it's got. This one here, I quite like that one and the one behind it. So there's a few in here that are really nice. I've got two other tanks of tigers. Have I left fingerprints on that glass? Yeah. Let me get some tissue. Oh, I can't bother to get up. I haven't got a tissue in my pocket. They drag it around a bit. Yeah, 50-50 pattern. But that's the sort of go-to for the fancy tiger. What I'm sort of saying is the potential to sort of create a different variant. And I think a really good sort of ruby head with maybe a white rostrum and then just the body to have really good tigering on. I think that would look really nice. Sort of breed something to that and call it something. Redhead tiger or something. Redhead fancy tiger. This tank, I've took 10 shrimp out into another tank, and this tank here, I think I started with 10. Yeah, they're massively mixed. See, I like, typically it's gone, but the shrimp at the back there that hasn't got the full tiger in, I quite like that spotting as well. So instead of having the full tiger pattern, it's got like a spotted stripe, which I think's nice. And I think it's like everything, it's especially with fancy tigers, because there's such cross of genetics, I think it's individual and what your sort of, where your breeding takes you. Thank you for that. Right, guys, it's just gone 1/4 past, so I'm going to wrap up. I've been on the go since stupid o'clock this morning, and I really want to put my feet up and have a nice cup of tea and a biscuit and stuff. Jeff Pelham, who's in the chat, will be live at 8:30. So Jeff does a weekly live stream at 8:30. Aquatic Addicts Anonymous. So it's not an AA meeting; it's a AAA meeting, and he has various different guests on. It's all aquatic based, and that's every Wednesday. So I'm probably going to put my headphones on rather than watching Coronation and Coronation Street and Emmerdale Farm and all them soap operas, and I'll probably jump on Jeff's stream and just chill out. But thank you everybody who sort of stayed till the end. Much appreciated. Don't forget to like it, and same time next week. Got some really good videos coming up as well, so get your notification bells on, because there's some really good stuff, and it's not all shrimp. So for those of you that don't know, my company's called GB Shrimp and Aquatics Limited. So I also sell aquatics, and I do some aquatic stuff and the frogs and the pods and stuff, but mainly shrimp. But I need to reset the house tank, and after going to see Rob today, I am so tempted to do a hard water tank. But with all that being said, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you at the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.